And welcome back, everybody. This is Dyking Gamer 1995, and I am doing this video for the Ugma Infinium. I've been having some difficulties with this video and the previous two. The previous two was going to be Boethia and the Azura Daedric Prince questline, and something happened with the videos. I was unable to use them. So we're actually in Alfdand right now. I've already gone to speak with Septimus Cygnus. I think that's his name. Yes, Cygnus. So, go on. And I know I haven't been speaking through a good chunk of my videos lately. I just don't feel like talking as of late. Anyway, so
Where is it? I know you were trying to.
we're just gonna get back to the game. I was gonna say something a little more intelligent, but nah. Going through these dwarven ruins is actually some of the best way to get the scrap metal and metal for the dwarven stuff. Anyway, the scrap metal like this, you want to just completely forget about. Anything that has the more decorated swirls on it, just forget about them. But the ones you're going to want for the actual ingots are bent scrap metal, plate, I think it's plate metal, I'm not sure. Definitely don't want the gears. Scrap metal, like I said, bent scrap metals, the struts, and the solid dwemer metals. And I also need to say that I know all of these are saying dwarven or yeah, like oil the actual arrows. Like right here it says dwarven arrow. Dwemer were not actually dwarves. They were the same height as the high elves. Kagranak, you might hear that name every now and again, was one of the Dwemer king. He was actually the last Dwemer king. Before the Dwemer disappeared. I can't remember his blacksmith, but his blacksmith was the one that actually got the Dwemer to completely disappear. He saw his king get killed right in front of him, struck the heart of Lorcan out of rage. And so after that, the Dwemer race disappeared. Dwemer actually means deep elves, because they were an elf.
What? Who is this, brother? Another of the smooth skins looking for food? This one wasn't trapped with us. No! You must be the one who took my skooma.
And this cat right here, literally cat. Is a skooma addict, if you hadn't noticed. He murdered his brother here for the skooma. Murdered him in a rage. If you're interested in the story behind that, you can read his journal. I've read it enough that, well, I don't even want to bother with it. Okay, the large one of those, one of the ones you want to. Okay, solid metal. And plate metal. Now, there's not always the same amount of dwarven spheres, so there's one or two. Sometimes it'll be one, but usually it'll be two. Not always. At least in my luck, if you have behind a sneak skill that I've seen, you will only have to deal with one. Yeah, you want to leave the levers alone. Do not even bother with them if you're looking for stuff to make ingots out of. The bolts are going to be for crossbows. And the crossbows you only start getting them after you've started the Dawn Guard. right here, you will see you fit dwarven scrap metal right here, dwarven scrap metal, and a chest right in front of a pressure plate. Now, if you actually have the right perks, it won't do anything if you step on it, but I'm going to show you what will happen if you do step on it. See the side spikes come out. Now, normally these won't kill you, but if you're playing on a higher difficulty, they will do some serious damage. So watch out for that when exploring this ruin. There's a spider down here. Should be one right down the hallway here. Yep, right there. Alright. And just keep going through here, and you'll eventually get to Dwarven Centurion. There's going to be two of them. One's going to be destroyed, the other is going to be moving around. Both of them, you can easily get metal from the making it. There is a Dwarven Sphere in here, too. Now, normally they don't pose much of a threat, but if you sit here and do this actual ruin on a lower difficulty, even one of them can be a challenge. On lower difficulty, lower level, sorry. Anyway. Don't. When I first encountered this, I had a hell of a time trying to figure it out until I realized that I could jump on top of the cylinder and find out this puzzle. Once you get past this area here and you get over through here, there'll be a dwarven spider that follows. Now, most of the time they will have soldiering on them, so if you're into camping, definitely the way to get soldiering. But if you're not, they also fetch a good amount of coin. Oh, and another thing to keep in mind when exploring Glimmer Ruins is that usually you will run into the Falmer. The Falmer used to be known as Snow Elves on here before the Time Before Man. But after going to war constantly with the Nords, they were driven underground where the Dwemer enslaved them and blinded them, and slowly over a few generations turned them into a twisted monstrosity that was supposed to be a slave race. This part is a little tricky if you're sitting there and you're one of the few that actually like to stay on the path. Because right there, the walkway is broken off, you gotta jump down. Once you jump down, there's no way to get back up here, so you've gotta go through all here. There's a dwarven spider behind that door, but as long as you don't bother with it, it'll leave you alone. You won't have to waste any stamina or arrows, even magic to get rid of it. the orc here was killed by the Falmer. She used to, on the PS3 version, she used to have a bunch of arrows for the Falmer sticking in her. You can manipulate the arrows and pull them out without actually putting them into your inventory. Here's where you start running into the Falmer. If you look at them, this species, race, whatever you want to call them, used to resemble a white high elf. Instead of their golden skin, their skin was this color. That's probably why they were called snow elves, because they blended in with the snow so well. I don't know for sure, but that's what my theory is on it. Also, no, the elves of Tamriel used to all be Altmer. All of them came from the lost continent of Aldmeris. There's not much known about it, at least in the lore of the books and everything they put on the Elderscrolls series. All it says is that the elves came from Aldmeris because something happened. They didn't say. Natural disaster, civil war, I don't know. But they also used to be immortal. Now, after a few generations on Tamriel, the Altmer, or High Elves, lost their immortality. They live for 1,000 years still. That's a long life. But there's groups like the Falmor that want to restore that. That's why they called the divines on here Aedra, meaning ancestors, or our ancestors. And then there's the Daedra, meaning not our ancestors. And before somebody starts putting in the comment section that I'm nothing more than an Elder Scrolls nerd, I watched a lot of their lore videos. I was curious about the backstory because the first Elder Scrolls game I ever played was Skyrim here, the second was Oblivion. They talked a lot about the lore on here, but they didn't actually cover it all. I'm actually going to be putting the name of the YouTube channel that you can go to if you're interested in more of the lore story. There's not usually a whole lot of Falmer in here. The most that you'll actually run into is at Erkenthan during the Thieves Guild quest line. Now, I know I've said this a bunch before on previous videos, but I hate the Thieves Guild. They had a very interesting story on Oblivion, but on here, they're just basically a bunch of thugs. Especially with Sapphire, with Shadra. When the Grey Fox was in charge of the Thieves Guild, that wouldn't have flown. She would have been out and on her ass before she actually knew what happened. I got a lot of Dwemer metal. Gotta start dropping. I actually gotta start storing stuff back in one of my houses on there. And I'm Steel Dagger. Don't even know why I still have it. Active White Run, don't need. Should be able to carry one or two more things. Not even one. I just gotta use a pound on here. Just in case. Yeah, need all those later. I can already hear Alex yelling at me, "You're carrying too much!" Goblin reject. Yeah, that's what the Falmer on here are actually supposed to replace from Oblivion, are the goblins. There's a lot of stuff here, I just don't realize that. Iron arrow. Here is one of the central chambers for the Falmer. There's some missing. There's only one. What happened to the other? Ah, there they are. And the archer's the only one. Take out that spider. Right in the... Nope, right in the thorax. Now keep in mind, this is not the last of the Falmer. There should be like 2 or 3 more in here, plus some skeevers. Yeah, careful of the trap there. Here is the bowels of the ruin here, which is basically the very bottom. There's one here, and then there's 2 more in the next room, I believe. Well, if you got a high enough sneak skill, you should be able to get past these guys, no problem. But if you're like me and you usually play as a bloodthirsty character, you're gonna kill them anyway. Wait for her to stop because it's easier to still target than it is moving one. Now the skeever are off over in that corner over there. And that expedition that came through here, the last 2 are going to get there. This is the only thing you got to deal with. Not really difficult. The good thing about them is that the arrows don't actually stick into them. Yeah, I'm not going to pick that up. 5 arrows. Why is he holding iron arrows?
Sulla, let's just get out of here. Hasn't there been enough?
Of course you want me to. Just waiting for me to turn my back, so you can have all the glory for yourself.
Now these 2 are gonna sit here and pick each other apart. Sella's
Time to end this.
attack you, and then Mana is gonna attack them. And of course he resists fire. He's dead. No. She does have one of the better shields on here. Actually isn't a shield, it's a buckler. Difference is a shield is usually kite-shaped, or got that standard shape that are in a lot of medieval depictions. Bucklers are 90% of the time round, made out of wood with a few rivets of metal in them. Now, here's where we started off. You gotta go into the Black Reach. And after this, you can actually get into Black Reach pretty much anytime you want. Alftand is not the only dwarven ruin that has the entrance to Black Reach in it. Pretty much every one of them do. You just got to get low enough into it. Good to know that that damn thing doesn't work. The arrows from that crossbow, or ballista, whatever you want to call it, went right through the door. And he slowed. Damn it. There. Let's see if I can reclaim that arrow, if I can remember where I shot it. There it is. Okay, there's a palmer right there. And one right there. And I missed completely. Well, that's not a kill shot, but it sure as hell would keep him from using a bow anymore. Another thing to keep in mind, there are a lot of chorus in here. Well, normally they're not a big threat, but in swarms they are a huge threat. You'll also notice through pretty much all of the Black Reach here that you'll see dozens of dwarven centurions that are not moving. Hit the switch here, they'll start moving. They'll even go after you. Remember, they were programmed to pretty much go after anything that's not Dwemer. I am really going to beat the Falmer. This is actually pretty funny. This is pretty much the old sides still killing each other today. The Nords basically drove the Falmer to the Dwarves. Dwemer, however you actually want to call them. And yeah, here I am playing as a Nord character taking on the Falmer. The old war never stopped. It just had a ceasefire for a while, a truce. Oh, there was 2 Chorus there. One, the other should pop forward. And he didn't. And of course, that's an invisible wall. Still trying to figure out how in the hell did an arrow get stuck in a rock. And they really screwed the hitboxes up on here. For those of you who don't know what a hitbox is, it's basically the area around an enemy or on the enemy that you can hit that'll actually take away its health. The tower we want is right there, Tower of Mazart. Up there is a Falmer encampment where they have slaves and a bunch of archers. Like 2 or 3. Which is something I still don't understand. How the hell do Falmer have archers when they can't even see? And I can understand why they have swords and axes. But archers? You're kind of required to have sight to shoot. Through that door over there is the room where you need to get the lexicon and scribe. There's also the Elderscroll there. Most of you that find this video will already know that, but not all. Some newbies will come through here and see it. Either way, the puzzle on here is actually one of the easiest ones you have to deal with. Set the lexicon. This button right here will reset the mechanism. You basically want to hit each one of these next buttons until the one that's next actually pops open. Like that. This one you've only got to hit twice. Just focuses the sunlight. Hit that one again, like the subscribe. And here's the Elderscrolls. Now it says Elderscrolls Dragon right there. Keep in mind, they did not have any other Elderscrolls until the Dawnguard DLC. There's a total of 3, and complete with the set. 2 you get from the Dawnguard questline. That one is one you're going to need later on in the main story questline. Anyway, time to go back to Septimus Cygnus.
When the top left, give it quickly. Extraordinary. I see it now. The ceiling structure interlocks in the tiniest fractals. Dwemer blood can loose the hooks, but none alive remain to bear it. A panoply of their brethren could gather to form a facsimile, a trick. Something they did not anticipate. No, not even them. The blood of Altmer, Bosmer, Dunmer, Falmer, and Orsimer. The elves still living provide the key. Bear you hence this extractor. It will drink the fresh blood of elves. Come when its set is complete.
Okay, as soon as we talk to hermaes more up here and we exit, I'm gonna stop the video because I'm gonna go make a bunch of dwarven arrows.
Come closer, bask in my presence. I am hermaes mora. I am the guardian of the unseen, a knower of the unknown. I have been watching you, mortal. Most impressive. Your continuing aid to Septimus renders him increasingly obsolete. He has served me well, but his time is nearing its end. Once that infernal lockbox is opened, he will have exhausted his usefulness to me. When that time comes, you shall take his place as my emissary. What say you? Indeed, speak with me when the box has been opened, and all shall be revealed.
Okay guys, now that that's over, this is Dyking Gamer 1995 signing off, and I will catch you guys again next time.